Season 3 of the Gameplays edition of Miitopia has come and gone already, and boy was it an exciting one. We see my character, Mark Joseph, alone once again, after the second party was stolen by the Dark Lord Pat Salis. He winds up in a new region of Miitopia called Realm of the Fae, a stark contrast to the desert land of Nextdoor. The Fae is a wetland with life-sized water, droplets, and flora. Sub-areas of the Fae include the Big Forest, Citrus Cave, and Lotus Lake. This time, Mark Joe is a cleric. During Season 3, his new party consists of characters that are based off of real people that I personally know. The first is a cat, played by my little cousin Mimi. Then we have a male pop star, played by my friend and talented musician Isaiah. And finally, a princess, not to be confused with the Greenhorn princess, named Genevieve, or Jenny for short, another cousin of mine. The first major storyline of Season 3 happens when Mark Joe arrives at the Elven Retreat, the main town for the residents of the Realm of the Fae, which are, simply enough, elves. He sees an injured elf lying on the ground who tells Mark Joe that the Dark Lord is headed for the retreat. He mentions the champions who will protect the retreat, those champions being the Fab Fairy Sisters, the youngest named Crystal, the middle named Lizzie, and the eldest Amanda. The first of the Fab Fairy Sisters that Mark Joe encounters is Crystal, who is in a panic after an apparent attack by the Dark Lord right before Mark Joe's arrival, has left middle Fab Fairy Lizzie and eldest Fab Fairy Amanda without faces. Crystal, after calming down, agrees to join Mark Joe along with newcomer Amy and Isaiah to rescue Lizzie G's face, which is located inside the Citrus Cave. The Citrus Cave is a cavern filled with orange juice-like liquid. All the paths are linear, which means that no backtracking was required during that portion. Our first major boss battle of Season 3 was fighting a spider with Lizzie G's face. Attacks from that enemy included a body attack and spitting out spiders, which temporarily immobilizes a team member. After defeating Lizzie, Crystal heads back to the Elven Retreat, and Lizzie then takes over to assist Mark Joe and company. A new path opens up to the Big Forest, as now we journey to rescue Amanda's face. The forest is large, with plenty of enemies such as goblins and banshevils. Our third and final party member, Genevieve, joins us after the first location of the Big Forest. This portion had to have been the most difficult stretch so far in the entire Let's Play. Enemies dealt heavy blows, which caused one instance of having to run away from the battle. Right before the battle with Amanda, Lizzie mentions that the Dark Lord's residence is on top of a volcano, not far from the Fae. To gain access, the Fab Fairy Sisters must all be together to open up a gate, which opens up a path toward the volcano. The battle with Amanda, whose face ended up being on a very scary-looking owl, was not that hard, but since our party was not as strong as Season 1 and Season 2's, it did take a while, and for once, it felt more like a methodical battle. But after rescuing Amanda's face, the three Fab Fairy Sisters meet up at the East Gate, the gate which gives Mark Joe's party access to new paths in the Realm of the Fae, heading toward the volcano. They do a rather spirited ritual-like dance, and the gate opens, but sure enough, it was a trap, as Dark Lord Pat Salis greets everyone. He would go on to attack the town, stealing several faces, including young Crystal. With Amanda's face finally rescued, she agrees to join our party and help rescue faces once again. So we had to go back through locations that were visited previously in order to rescue these faces, although new locations on the map would appear as a result. The first battle was against the Tomato Brothers, which had 3 faces to rescue in this one battle. The next battle took us inside the citrus cave once again, where we battled a butterfly. And the third battle was against a slime jelly monster. Each of these battles yielded a Fey Jewel, much like in Next Door. Only this time the Fey Jewels would unlock a door to enter the Lotus Lake in order to rescue Crystal's face. So if you were one that was thinking that you could have gone to rescue the youngest Fab Fairy's face first, you were mistaken. So the Lotus Lake is not a huge area, but it is beautiful and exotic. The lily pads are strong and sturdy enough that you can walk on them without falling through. At night, everything glows spectacularly in the dark. So, episode 46 left you one big major boss battle away from finally restoring peace to the realm of the Fae. What will hold in store for our season finale? What will await Mark Joe at the end of the path? Be sure to stay here on GameboyTV for the season finale of the Gameplays edition of Miitopia. So there you have it. A nice long recap of Season 3 of the Gameplays edition of Miitopia. I know this is a rather low-key retrospective, and this was sort of more of a quasi-radio podcast style of presenting this recap. But I've been working on balancing work and projects for GameboyTV, especially with a brand new year of this channel on the horizon. But I hope this was informative enough to put you in the mood for a Saturday night showdown at the Lotus Lake. Well, thank you so much for your continued support. Remember to hit that subscribe button, and at 8:30, 7:30 Central, episode 47 of the Gameplays edition of Miitopia.